Hey everybody, it's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to bring you a video about the new moon in Taurus. This is a really exciting time here. So we're going to go through all the 12 signs. We're going to talk about how it's going to affect you in each house and the sign or what have you. And then we'll talk about some of the other aspects that are going to be at play along with the new moon in Taurus and how they're going to work together and what you can do with these energies so that you can benefit from them. Usually this energy will last, the new moon energies last for approximately 2 weeks until we get to the full moon energy. Now we got a full moon lunar eclipse coming up at the end of the month. I believe it's the 29th, okay, and it's in Sagittarius. So with that being said, let's get into this new moon energy. So let's talk about Taurus. Well, first of all, moons. The new moon is all about, it's a time where you're able to manifest what it is that you want, bring it into fruition. The moon is actually exalted in Taurus. So this Taurus is all about manifestations. So, oh, there's an alarm. Okay, sorry, there was an alarm going off. Taurus is all about manifestation. So you got the moon here, the new moon, which is really right for manifesting things, in Taurus, which is the house of manifesting material wealth, material money, material possessions. This talks to one of the many themes about the new moon in Taurus, and that's one that makes dreams into reality. So let's talk a little bit about Taurus first. So Taurus it rules the second house. It rules self-value. Okay, things that you find value, anything from yourself, what you feel is worthy, what you feel is valuable, to actually physical possessions. It also talks about real estate because Taurus deals with solid structures, buildings. That's Taurus energy. These big, huge trees that have been here for eons. That's Taurus energy. The earth. Taurus energy. Okay, it's an earth sign. So Taurus rules the throat chakra. Oh, I forgot to finish telling you. So it rules self-value, self-worth. It also rules how much money you make. Now, the 10th house rules what you do to make money, your occupation, like what you're known as, a doctor, a lawyer, what have you. But the amount of money you can make, that's what you look at your second house for. So when you're looking at your chart, from my experience, like women, they'll want to look at their charts to find out, okay, about love, finding a connection with someone and children and things like that. Most times, but they want money too. But men definitely will come and get their charts looked at for money. So you're always going to look at, among other places, the second house, because that tells how much money you can make. Now, Taurus rules the throat chakra. Okay, so it's about speaking up for yourself, which is another theme for this moon. Okay, so for those of you who like to use crystals, like for example, if you have a difficult time speaking up for yourself, or you're kind of uncomfortable, not necessarily, some people are uncomfortable with confrontation. Sometimes confrontation is just merely speaking up for yourself. If you have issues with that, or if you're someone who has issues with public speaking, or maybe your voice doesn't carry, or you sing, or you do something with your throat and you want help with that, there's some great crystals you can use. You can use solidite, kyanite, moonstone, aquamarine, turquoise, and sapphire, like blue stones. You can actually put them on a little choker around your neck, which would be perfect. Black Moon Lilith is also in Taurus, okay? So let's talk about the planets that are in the house of Taurus. We got the moon there. We got the sun there. We got Uranus there. Black Moon Lilith is not a planet, but she's there as well, all right? So with Black Moon Lilith, for those of you who are not familiar with Black Moon Lilith, it's a placement in your chart that we all have. It talks about the inner feminine energy that is more aggressive. Okay, we always think about the feminine energy as receptive, how you respond when things happen to you. That's your feminine energy. Well, when you get on your shit where you're like the ultimate bitch, that's your Black Lilith energy. Everybody has that in their chart. Black Moon Lilith. Okay, so Black Moon Lilith is actually in Taurus right now. So this, for those of you who actually have this placement, Black Moon Lilith in Taurus, this is going to be magnified for you because you're really going to be able to speak up and say what it is that you want and what you feel and what you want to do. The other aspects that we're talking about is the new moon sextiling Neptune. So the new moon in Taurus which is all about manifesting, right? Which is right for manifesting. Sextiling Neptune. What does sextile mean? It's one of the aspects you have in your chart. A sextile talks about opportunity for productivity and success. So you have the Taurus new moon sextiling Neptune. Neptune is a feminine energy. Neptune is all about the creative imagination, your dreams, dreaming things into being. So you have the manifestation of the Taurus new moon and whatever it is that you dream, whatever it is you want. So tap into your creative imagination and think about dreaming what it is that you want and bringing it into reality, trusting your intuition with that. Okay. Then we have Mercury trining Saturn. We know Mercury is all about communication. Trines are another aspect in your chart, and they represent creative self-expression, and they bring ease and comfort so that you can, so that you are able to benefit from it. It's like a gift, right? So when you want to find out what your gifts are, look at your trines, right, in your chart and understand your trines so that you understand what your natural gifts are, right? And you need your time of birth and place of birth in order to know what these aspects are. But with Mercury trining Saturn, Mercury is about communication, and it's trining Saturn. Saturn is another Earth planet, okay? It's about rules. Saturn's about rules, regulations, authority. It's also about, it's called Father Time, okay? Because it talks about when something is up, when things are up. And I'm going to do a separate video on Mercury retrograde and Saturn retrograde because they're both going in retrograde this month. But I digress on that. Mercury trining Saturn is going to be good energy for you to concentrate. So if you've had, issues really settling down and focusing, like if you really wanted to read something, you had a project you had to read, you had a book you got to study for, this energy is going to make it easier for you to do it because Saturn is going to give you that discipline because that's what Saturn is all about. And Mercury is allowing you to focus. So the focus, trining the discipline is going to put you in a position where you'll be able to concentrate. You'll be able to study. So if there's a book you wanted to read and you just couldn't get into it for whatever reason, now's a good time to check that out. It's also a great time for negotiations in business, long-term plans. Okay, setting up long-term plans, commitments. If you want to borrow money from the bank, because Taurus rules money, borrowing money from a bank for a long-term commitment or long-term lease, because Taurus rules real estate, businesses, contracts, things like that. Research, good energy for this. We also have, what else do we got as far as, did I write down any other aspects? Oh, Mars sextile Uranus. Mars, Mars is all about that action, taking action. What happens when your back is up against the wall, that fight or flight response, the aggression in you, that fire in you. And we have that sextiling Uranus. Okay, so we know sextiles are about creating opportunities. Uranus is the planet of surprise. Uranus is the planet of rebellion. It's the planet of stepping into your uniqueness. It's the planet of dreams. Okay, it also deals with dreams coming true, right? So there's another emphasis on making your dreams come true. So the best way to use this Mars sextile Uranus energy is make changes needed, taking the risk that you need to take to make those changes. All right. Increased desire for fun and excitement may, pique your interest right now for a lot of you. So anything that you had a difficulty doing that you want to make a change with, this is good energy to do it. So for, say you want to kill her body by the end of the year, instead of pressuring yourself and getting in the gym and going bonkers, you can start off small. Like, okay, well, why don't I just buy a pair of sneakers? And after dinner, I'm going to go walk around the block, right? And you do that for a period of time, and then you can build upon that. So, okay, so it takes me a 20-minute walk. I've been doing that for 2 months. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to run or jog for the first 5 minutes of that 20, and then build upon that. So this is good energy for that as well. All right. Some of the places that are ruled by Taurus: New York City, Maryland, Georgia, Australia, St. Louis, Missouri, Dublin, Ireland, Louisiana, Minnesota. These are some of the places that are ruled by the energy of Taurus. Now let's get into your signs. So I'm going to break it down by the ascending and the sun sign. So Taurus ascending and sun signs. You got the new moon in your first house. So this deals with your personality, your physical appearance, and your self-awareness. What you can do to, I feel like, okay, so you guys got a lot going on because you had Uranus in your first house since what, 2019. So Uranus is all about change. Okay, it's all about doing what's unique for you. So a lot of you are going through a lot of changes right now with your ascension process. You're growing out of one idea, multiple ideologies and lifestyles and things like that, and you're transforming into something else. So a lot of you may be outgrowing friends, places you used to go, things you used to do. You're going through change, and it may strike the people around you as, what the hell's going on with you? Because of the fact that Taurus is a very solid sign. Once you're, in a routine and things, you're good. And it's pretty much solid with you. There's not too much fluctuation. Well, since Uranus has been in your first house, there's been fluctuations going on. So people are looking at you as if you're rebelling against what was normal. See, that's what Uranus is all about, rebellion. So now with this new moon here and the sun here, you're able to, instead of you getting frustrated about the changes that you're trying to make, you're going to be able to approach it from a more level-headed perspective, where it's not going to be too crazy with that Uranus energy there, because you have the sun and the moon balancing out your emotions in reference to your actions and your ego. All right. So what you may want to do to help to quell the energies and the frustrations that come from that is you may want to delight in your senses. So singing, karaoke, dancing, because you're ruled by Venus. You enjoy these types of things. Maybe go buy yourself a nice piece of luxurious whatever, if it's something luxurious to eat versus, a piece of art or something like that, or maybe some classic music that you like. To find things to help you get through this transformation that you're going through. So that's what I got for Taurus, ascending signs and sun signs. That's in your first house. Gemini is next. So Gemini, you got Taurus. This is your second house here. So this talks about the money-making potential for you. Okay. So you may want to focus on whatever goals you have. This can help you, especially with the not Mars, but the Mercury trining Saturn, because Saturn helps you to settle down. I know Gemini, your mind goes crazy sometimes. It's like you may get a good idea here, you get a good idea there, you get a good idea. And sometimes, similar to Aries, maybe sometimes you don't follow up, or it may be, you get bored with that idea and then you want to do something else. This Mercury trine Saturn is going to be good energy for you to actually focus on something. So if you have a goal that you want to accomplish and maybe you put it down, you picked it back up, put it back down, picked it back up. This Mercury trine Saturn energy is going to be very good for you to concentrate and focus and make long-term plans and long-term goals. So you definitely want to take advantage of that opportunity, okay? Especially when it comes to you making money, all right? Because this is where it's going to kick in for you. Now we got Cancer. It's representing your third house. Your third house. This is about your neighborhood, your surroundings, your siblings, your extended family. Like your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, and I said your siblings. This is also the house of communication for you. And this is also about your lower education. So maybe where you went to school, where you grew up, your local neighborhood, where you grew up, things like that. Also about taking short trips, local trips, maybe if you're in the United States, domestically, or, to the supermarket. So you could benefit from these energies by, your communication, okay? Because we got Mercury. Mercury is, where am I at? I have my notes written. Bear with me. Mercury trine Saturn. So that's about communication. So some of you may be considering communicating with siblings, communicating with extended family. Maybe if there's some issues with these in these energies or in these environments with these people, you may be able to sit down and negotiate, because Mercury trine Saturn is all about negotiations. It's all about being able to sit down with a level head, because you have Saturn and, I'm sorry, not Saturn, but you have the sun and the moon in the same house. So this is all about balanced energy. Now the sun and the moon's only going to be here for what, 2.5 days. So at least you'll be able to sit down and really concentrate and figure out what you want to negotiate and how you want to negotiate it and how you want to communicate it. Okay, whether this is something that's going on in your local area, whether this is about transportation or short trips, maybe you're planning a trip and you got to sit down and plan out the goals and everything about the trip. Maybe the trip is not till later on next month. All right, but you would be able to use this energy to hone in on that. And this is for Cancer. Okay, Cancer, ascending signs and sun signs. Yeah, so some of you, it could be, communicating with family or maybe taking a trip to see relatives as well. This is a good time to do that. This is good energy for that. You don't have to worry about too much, in reference to bad vibes on the road. You should be good with that. What else do I want to say about Cancer here in reference to this third house? Family issues. Like I said, speaking up with the Black Moon Lilith energy. You may be able to hone in on that Black Moon Lilith energy in reference to how you feel, expressing yourself, but with the sun and the moon conjunct, you'll be able to do it in a more balanced approach where you won't be too emotional because you're already water, because this moon is going to really affect you, of course, but you'll have the sun there as well, at least for the next, 2 weeks, where you'll be able to really balance out your ego and your emotions and be able to communicate effectively in reference to family issues, and communication in general, because the third house rules communication. So now on to Leo with the ascending and sun sign Leos. This energy is going to be in your fourth house. So this represents your roots, your heritage, your bloodline, the nurturing, mothering figure in your life when you were a child, your current home environment, and your private matters. So if there's any issues that you may have with your mother, okay, or any issues that you may have with the nurturing energies in your home, in your family, in your bloodline, this is a good time for negotiation, communicating, expressing yourself, how you feel, what is going on, and what what you desire. What is it that you envision in reference to your connections, in reference to your family, your roots and heritage. And if it's not about those types of family issues, maybe it's about planning for your family, for your future. Okay, maybe you're connecting with someone and you two are interested in building a life together. So long-term commitments, goals, what it is that you want. All of that energy is something that you would be able to incorporate now, and it will work in your favor in reference to this area of your chart. All right, especially with your private matters, your personal matters, and what's going on with yourself. Speaking up, being able to say what it is that you want in a manner that's not going to be too aggressive, but yet you're able to express your emotions in the way that you want in this area of your life. Okay. Virgo, ascendant signs and sun signs. This energy is going to be in your fifth house, which represents the house of self-expression, creativity, the house of fun and leisure, the things you do for fun. It also represents children, love affairs, and fetishes, sexual fetishes. A lot of people don't realize that the fifth house deals with that. It also deals with the speculative markets, lotto, the casino, gambling, stock markets, investments, things like that. So it might be beneficial for you, Virgo, to play the lottery, to maybe go to the casinos. This energy might be beneficial to you because you may win some money. If you're a musician or you do anything creatively, Virgo, as far as for work, this is great energy for you, okay? Because you got that Mercury energy. That Mercury is your ruler, trining Saturn. So this is going to give you the discipline because, Virgo, you rule the house of self-discipline. So this is going to give you even more discipline and more energy to concentrate and focus on the things that you need to focus on. So this is great energy for you, Virgo, in the house of self-expression and being creative. All right. And also having fun, finding things to do that you really enjoy. All right. Like Taurus rules singing, it rules sculpting, anything that has to do with the senses, anything that delights the senses is going to be good for you. Libra, ascending sign and sun signs. This energy is in your sixth house. So this has to do with your work environment, your relationships at work with people, your actual work ethic. It actually deals with your health, self-discipline, open enemies, pets, your duty and service to others, and your regular habits. So in reference to work environment and your actual work ethic, the Mars sextile Uranus, if there's any changes that you want to make in reference to your work environment or the way that you work or the way that you study, or maybe you're having some problems being disciplined in health. Maybe you want to work out. Maybe you want to do that. This energy will help you to concentrate and focus and put a plan in place that'll help you to, accomplish your long-term goal in reference to health or weight, or what's going on in your work environment. Maybe some of you, your work ethic, Libra, maybe that is something that you need to work on. This energy is going to help you to focus and hone down on that, which is good. Maybe some of you are interested in changing your work environment. This energy is going to help you to determine what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it, and where you want to go. And then, manifesting with the new Taurus moon and using that Neptune energy to imagine what it is that you want and to bring it into reality in reference to your work life. Okay. And your work relationships. Maybe you're having some issues with people at the job. Maybe, this is a good time for you guys to sit down and talk about those, because negotiating energies of Mercury trining Saturn are really relevant right now. So that's what I got for Libra. So Scorpio, the ascending and sun signs, this is in your 7th house. So the 7th house deals with all partnerships. Doesn't matter what type of partnership it is, whether it's a relationship between you and your lover, whether it's a relationship between you and your child, a relationship between you and your siblings, you and your parents, you and your business partners, all relationships, okay? This also deals with the courts, okay, and politics. So this energy, again, is good for negotiations, long-term plans. If you're doing anything that has to do with legalities and contracts, this is a good energy to put something in place, especially if you're doing something long-term or something that you have to commit to, okay? If you're a lawyer, this is a good time for you in reference to, I would say, anything that has to do with research. Okay, business contracts themselves. If you're a bank, a financial lawyer, if you're somebody who is making any type of changes or trying to take risk in an area which you may have been uncomfortable doing before, you can use the Mars sextile Uranus energy to take that risk. First of all, use the new moon in Taurus and Neptune energy to decide what it is that you want to do. Use the sun and the moon in Taurus to have a balanced approach about it as far as your emotions, and then use the Mercury trine Saturn energy to set up your long-term plans in reference to this. This also talks about partnerships and negotiating with people, expressing yourself and how you feel with these people. Perhaps there's some issues in the relationships that you have, and expressing yourself is going to be key. All right, so tap into that Black Moon Lilith energy, all right, to speak up and express yourself. Throat chakra as well, ruled by Taurus. So this is a good time for you to express yourself in all your relationships, Scorpio, and let people know where you're coming from. And with that sun and moon energy, it would be somewhat balanced, and it won't be too emotional, and it won't be too egotistical. All right. And then we got Sagittarius, the ascending and sun signs. You have this energy in your 8th house. So this deals with shared assets, inheritances, taxes, wills and estates, hidden emotions and feelings, and occult rituals. So this energy is great for those of you who are interested in studying the occult. Like if there's books that you wanted to read about occult knowledge, if you, like I was saying earlier with the law and lawyers, with that, what energy was that? I was dealing with law. That was the Scorpio. So for you Scorpio Sag cuspers, this is good energy for you in reference to courts and laws and research and studying, in reference to wills, estates, and shared assets, inheritances, and taxes. Some of you may be dealing with that in reference to families, or maybe that's what you do for a living. Also, this is a good time, especially with Black Moon Lilith, expressing yourself, your hidden emotions and feelings. This is a good time for you to get all of that out, because the 8th house deals with the emotions, the hidden emotions. All right. So that's what I got for Sag. So for Capricorn, ascending and sun signs, this energy is in your 9th house. So this is what deals with your higher mind, your religious and spiritual beliefs, also foreign travel, foreign relations, higher education, where we're talking about masters and PhDs here, and your spiritual and religious beliefs and philosophies. So for some of you, this is a good time to talk with people who have different views and spiritual or religious views from you, where you're able to negotiate and connect with these people. Maybe you're doing contracts with people from different beliefs from you, maybe foreign countries, things like that. This is great for foreign business contracts, long-term growth and stability. In reference to those areas, Capricorn, you all about business, all right? And you got this new moon in Taurus, which is all about manifesting, all right? And then you can use that Neptune energy to imagine what it is that you want, and you can tap into these foreign markets. You can If it's not about the foreign markets and the foreign travel and foreign relations, some of you it's about higher education. Some of you are considering going back to school, okay, or maybe you dropped out and you want to go back. This is also good energy for publishing and writing. Maybe some of you want to sign some contracts for publishing deals, all right, but this is good energy for that. Very good energy for that. Aquarius, we're talking about Aquarius ascending signs and sun signs. We're talking about your 10th house. The 10th house for you is dealing with the moral and ethical stance with self, professional achievements, endeavors. Okay, this is what you do to make money. This also talks about your life goals and your status and position in life. Maybe some of you are interested in changing careers. Okay, that could be the case. That Mars sextile Uranus energy will give you the boost you need to take the risk to make that change. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Okay, and maybe you're in the process of getting different deals or getting different positions offered to you. This is a great time to negotiate your salary or whatever it is that you want with that new position that you're getting. This is great energy for that. You would be very it would benefit you. So if you don't like what they're paying you, they're offering you a great position, but you don't like the pay, use this energy to negotiate and get that higher pay or get that higher position. You can also use this energy to change professions. This is good energy to change. Like I was saying earlier, maybe you felt like, okay, this is not what I want to do anymore. Maybe I want to do something different, and you've been thinking about that for a while. This is the good energy to put plan in place to make that move. Pisces, ascending signs and sun signs. This energy is in your 11th house, which is the house of like-minded individuals, your social life, your friends, hopes and dreams. This also deals with people who get together for humanitarian causes and efforts. So this is great energy because, again, that Mercury trine Saturn energy is all about negotiating. The sun and moon in this house is all about people being level-headed in negotiations. The black moon Lilith energy can be used for you to actually express what it is that you truly want. The new moon and the Neptune energy can be used to dream what it is that you want into being so that you're able to put plan in place and actually bring it into reality. So that's beautiful energy for you. And this in reference to friends. If you're setting up any type of organizations like not-for-profits, organizations that are doing things for people who are disadvantaged, or just helping out people in general. What else did I want to say about that? Oh, yeah, hopes and dreams. Okay, so we're talking about hopes and dreams in the 11th house because that's ruled by Uranus. Okay, we got the Mars sextile Uranus energy here. All right, and we're talking about dreams, so we got Neptune. So I just went over those things. So this is great energy of making, if you want to get a group of like-minded people together to set up organizations, if you want to connect with people who are like-minded, maybe you're looking to find people who are like-minded like you, this is good energy for you to find that. And then we have Aries. Aries is, this is in your 12th house. So Aries ascendant and sun signs, this energy is in your 12th house. This talks about, the 12th house talks about closing out cycles, right? Bringing things to a close. Also deals with hidden enemies, hidden support as well. Also deals with karma, institutions, and inner social conflict. So again, with the inner social conflict, it could be because maybe there's something going on where you need to speak up and express yourself. Tap into that black moon Lilith energy to do so. Negotiating what it is that you want. Type into that Mercury trine Saturn energy. The changes that you want to make. Maybe you were held back for whatever reason. Now with this Mars sextile Uranus energy, you're going to be able to make this, going to be a lot more easier. You're going to be more enthusiastic about making the changes, taking the risks that you need to take in reference to closing out cycles. Okay. Karma is in this house as well. So you want to be careful what you plan and what you put into place, and understand that, it's going to immediately come back to you. It's not like you're going to wait or anything like that. It's going to immediately come back. So be careful. In reference to institutions, jails, prisons, rehabilitation centers, things like that. Putting in new plans. If you work in these environments, putting in plans that maybe things didn't work out before, so now you want to scratch that plan and put something new in, something that's long-term, something that will allow a long-term success and stability. This is a good time to put those types of things into place for the 12th house energy with Aries. This is good for you too, Aries, because sometimes Aries, you guys are all over the place. This energy here with this Mercury trine Saturn will help you to concentrate and stay focused, and focus on long-term plans instead of like short-term success here and there and then trying to figure out what you want to do next. This is great energy to do something a little bit more long-term. All right. So you guys, that's what I got for you in reference to how that you can use this new moon energies and the other aspects involved to manifest what it is that you want. This energy is going to be in effect until for 2 weeks until we get to the full moon. So I would recommend that you manifest. If you write down your affirmations, use a green pen, write that stuff down. And think about what it is you want. Think about it tonight. Dream. If you watch this video tonight, dream, or all day today. You can use this energy for the next 2 weeks, but it's most potent for the next 3 days. All right. So dream what it is that you want into being. Take care of your physical health. Speak up for yourself. This is energy to help you concentrate on long-term goals, to set up long-term commitments. This is good energy for that. All right. So, feel free to leave comments in the comment section. If you like the video, make sure you click like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys. Take care.